Hey, it's Camo from Nashville Access. Thanks for joining us for another Nashville Access Facebook Live. We're here at the Pie Wagon on Music Row in Nashville. If you want, come on down and have a coffee with us and get to meet these guys. We're here with a couple of guys from the band Adairs Run. Introduce yourselves, guys.
I'm Pat. This is Ian. I introduced Ian because, you know, he said he wasn't going to talk.
He's special.
Yeah.
Adairs Run have a great new single out called Hung Over You. We played it as a Nashville Access Super Pick a couple weeks ago. Killer song, so we had to get you guys in to be able to talk.
Yeah, thank you.
We're not going to have a performance today because your lead singer's got a bit of a sinus infection.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very sinusy today, and we've got a big show. We're playing for the Salvation Army this weekend up in his hometown, Princeton, West Virginia. And he wants to just be right on the money for that, so
that's cool.
He opted out today. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
You didn't want to see him anyways.
Now let's talk about. That's a great place to start. You're all from West Virginia. You're from St. Louis.
Little west of St. Louis.
Yes. And I read that you did or were involved in a benefit to help the flood relief in West Virginia. Y'all have had a ton of flooding up there.
Yeah, it's been really bad and really devastating recently. So that's actually what we're doing this weekend, and that's for the Salvation Army in Princeton, which is southern in the state. And so a lot of the flood victims have just kind of migrated that way, and you know, are setting up shop wherever they can get a roof over their head. So we can't be up there moving debris and helping out and rebuilding. So this is just our little part, I guess. You know, we can contribute.
People in Nashville know about flooding.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes sir.
So, have you been based in Nashville very long?
We've been in Nashville since 2012, and it's just been great to us. We've met so many good people and people that want to help us along the way. And so yeah, Nashville's been awesome. Yeah, 4 years.
It's a different situation in West Virginia.
Well, West Virginia's a little different. Not so much that you don't get the support, but you just there's nobody. You know, if you're playing music, you got to be where they make it, and you can only tour West Virginia for so long, and then say, okay, guys, let's take it to the next level.
You've got a nice little tour. You know, kind of the East Coast and up into the Midwest going.
Yes, yeah, we're mostly, you know, anywhere from 4 to 7 hours outside of Nashville. We've got a little route. But I mean, we've gone as far as, you know, Iowa. We just got back from Alaska a few weeks ago. And we did 5 days up there. That was great. Really beautiful. So I mean, we're getting to see a lot of things and you know, live the dream.
So you've got an EP out now.
Yes.
And the single is Hung Over You. Tell us about that, because that is a killer song. We were talking before we sat down, and I said we get a ton of songs that come in, and we go through and we think, what are we going to play? And we'll scan the songs. And it's like a little bit of a song now, a little bit of a song now. And then we hit your song, it's like, whoa, this is going to be a super pick.
Oh, thank you very much. Hung Over You was one that our producer, Cliff Aldrich, actually brought to the table for us. You know, we asked Cliff to be our producer. He said, yeah, I will, but I want you to cut this song. And we were like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let us hear it. And then we heard it and we said, oh man, yeah, that sounds just like us. Like that's what we need to be. You know, that's what we need to do for sure. And it just fits Todd's vocal. You know, his vocal range, and a lot of the guitar playing was on the demo that we heard was like, oh man, that sounds just like me. So yeah, it was an easy decision, and people have just really loved that song. And you know, it was an A+ for us. So.
When you listen to that song, you can pick up a lot of different influences. When I was looking at influences of the band, it's a real vast difference in stuff. You know, there's George Strait and there's Springsteen and a lot of things. Who are the big influences you think that are big with the band besides those guys?
Definitely, you know, Todd's a big Bryan Adams fan, and you know,
well, someone has to be.
Right? Yeah. He loves Bryan Adams, and So you can hear that a lot in his songwriting, and I've always been a big ballad writer. You know, I like all the '80s like big hair band ballads and stuff, Motley Crue and all that stuff. So you get a good mix. And you know, Ian, what was your background? Ian's fairly new to the band. We've only been with him for about a year.
I like rock and roll, a lot of old school like punk stuff, kind of pop rock, punk, a little bit of everything.
And then our drummer was a metal guy, so like he's always throwing in metal stuff, and we're like, all right, this is why you don't write with us. Get out of here, you know.
But you know what? You say that, and if you look at it, I've always had this theory that metal fans and country fans aren't all that different.
They're really not.
Both genres are really passionate about their artists that they like and the style of country or style of music within that genre that they like. And to me, that's not a big deal to make that crossover.
Not really. Yeah, I mean, like Ian said, he was in a hard rock band. I was in hard rock bands, you know, growing up. But country's our roots, for sure. And it's just, it's that dedication. You know, the fans definitely are dedicated to what they like. And
there's a Texas artist, Cody Jenks, and he used to be in a thrash metal band, and now he's doing like real wailing kind of country stuff, and he says it's thrash to cash, and you know, it doesn't get much more country than what he's doing right now. Yeah, he doesn't find a big difference at all in fans. They're great.
It's really not. I mean, they're all just good folks.
Yeah.
They want to listen to us. We like them.
What's the best part of being out on the road as Adairs run?
The money. No, just kidding.
It's just nice to see money for a change.
Yeah, you know, you go up to McDonald's and they got the little change for the kids. It's like, man, I haven't seen that much money in a while. No, the best part about being on the road, I'll say, me personally, is just the camaraderie with these guys, you know, and being, you know, we're together for thousands of miles, endless hours in the van, you know.
And it's a van, it's not a bus.
No, we're in a van. We're in a van. We pay for it, and you know, pay the note on it every month. We're not getting a lot of handouts.
That's right.
But it's all worth it, you know. We meet up and we get in the van to go somewhere, and everybody's excited, and it's just like, you know, you feel like kids again. You're just goofing around and cracking jokes on each other. And, I think that's it, is the camaraderie. I mean, just being on the road and having that time, that little escape from, you know, real life jobs and family, whatever, you know.
Does it ever get to the point where you're in close quarters for a long amount of time? Do you ever drive each other nuts?
Yeah, totally. Knock down, drag out fights in the parking lot of a Super 8. No, it's not that bad. No, we do. You know, sometimes we'll get up. Here's a funny story. Ian and I were staying in a room, and then Todd and Chad were staying in another room. And they got up before us and took the van to breakfast. But before they did that, they beat on our door and said, "Hey, get up, let's go." And so we, you know, we're getting up, we're rushing out the door. And then we walk out there and we're like, "Where's the van?" Like, well, what was the rush? You know, so, you know, hey, man, everybody got a little heated. And then 10 minutes later, we're like, "Hey, I like your mom. You know, everything's all right." So, yeah, it's a fun dynamic, and nobody stays mad at anybody for too long.
You can't.
We're like brothers, you know. Brothers will fight, but then, hey, at the end of the day, I got your back, I know you got mine.
What about practical jokes?
Yeah, we've had some practical jokes, you know, some that are better than others, and some that are suitable for Facebook Live, and some that aren't. Yeah. So, but yeah, that kind of thing's going on all the time. You just never know when you're going to open your suitcase and find a rubber snake or whatever. Yeah, or you know, find deodorant in your beard wax or whatever.
Man. So, what are the immediate plans? You're going up to West Virginia to do the benefit. Can people donate to that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you can just make a donation to the Salvation Army, but what we're doing is off ticket sales.
Yeah.
So tickets are about $25 to like $30 a piece, and we're just going to give all that back. I think we've sold about 350 pre-sale tickets right now, and we're looking to sell a lot on the day of the show. So,
Details on your website?
yes, details on the website, adairsrun.com.
We'll post the link once we finish up and everything so people can get it and go right there.
Yeah, and that's where you can find us on, you can get to our Facebook, our Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff.
Is that how do you deal with the social media? Because it's not like the old days where you got in a van and just went on tour. Now you got to worry about Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and YouTube and all that nonsense. How do you deal with that as a band?
Team effort.
Yeah.
Everybody has a role. Everybody has a job. Like our drummer Chad, he'll be on Instagram talking to fans. Todd will be on Facebook talking to fans.
Oh, that's cool.
So whatever we can do, we all have access to the band's social media. So it's like, okay, you see a notification. Well, there's 4 guys that can respond to that.
Yeah.
So if one of us is working or something, it's not going to be left unseen.
I bet Ian's all over that.
Oh yeah, Ian's all over that. He doesn't have a job. He's homeless at the moment, and so his whole life is just Facebook. That's all he does. Yeah.
That's good to know.
No, I'm just kidding. We like to have fun and pick on each other.
There used to be, on country radio, there was a lot of bands. I mean, you had Little Texas, you did Exile. It was huge with bands, and now we're kind of going through a period where it's solo artists. And bands, I think, maybe starting to come back in. Is that a way you want to be?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the band vibe is just totally, it's different than, a solo artist. Not saying that anything's wrong with being a solo artist.
It's just a
that's
different
cool.
animal.
It's just a totally different aspect. It's like having 4 front guys, having 4 faces, like Mount Rushmore or something. You know every face instead of just, well, I know that guy, and then the rest of these dudes.
Another reason I actually
It talks.
was interested in joining this band is I moved down here this last summer. My plan was just to work on my songwriting and singing, maybe play for solo artists. But I like the band vibe, and I saw they had an opening, so it was like the rock and roll and full band. I just like that. It's a better relationship, I think, than you have with a solo artist, because most of the time it's like you're just a hired gun and it's not the same.
And I'll say that's one of the reasons why Ian was such a good choice for us. Right as soon as he walked into the audition, it was clear that he was a band guy. He wasn't just here until the next best thing came around, which, we've dealt with those guys, and that's fine. Some guys, that's what they do, and just got to make their money. But Ian was like, hey man, I'm in it for the long haul. I want to play with you guys, and we could tell right off the bat, this guy's family.
Yeah. And you have to watch out for the quiet ones.
You do. Well, half of that is because he's Amish. So they don't.
So the guitar's all handmade.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was raising barns and building bases back there.
All right, so you're doing a thing in Virginia. What are the plans for the next kind of year? What are you looking at doing?
Right now, we're looking at getting on a major tour. We talked a little bit with Craig Morgan. We actually met him up in Alaska. His tour manager came up and was like, hey, you guys sound really good. Well, let's get together. He said, no way. You're with Craig Morgan. We had to come to Alaska to meet you people. All right. Yeah, so it's crazy how that works. But we're looking at that, and we're looking at, cutting a new record in 2017. We're going to do a full-length record and just continue to tour like we're doing, the bigger bars, small arenas, theater type spots, and just hopefully continue to grow.
That's cool. We wish you the best of luck. And if you continue on the course you're going there.
Man, thank you. Thank you. That's a great compliment.
I hope radio is real good to you here. Our fans around the world love the record, so that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
That's so awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you on the road.
Yeah, heck yeah. Come on, man. Right. Jump in the van with us one day. Let's go.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Adairs Run. Check them out. These guys totally rock. You're going to love them. Thanks for joining us.